Hello, my dear students. How are you? I hope that you are very fine at home. We are at home because of this world pandemic, COVID 19. Though we are at home, we should not stop our education. We have to learn. So, we are here with online learning through YouTube channel. Our Tilak High School Karad has started this YouTube channel for our dear students, those who are going to step in 10th standard. Today, we are going to discuss the nature of question paper as well as the question from this activity sheet. You know the nature of question paper very well or activity sheet very well. There are 7 questions in all. Question number 5 is related to writing skill. In question number 5, we have to write letters. You know that there are 2 types of letter writing. One is informal letter writing and another one is formal letter writing. What are informal letters? We write the letters to our friends, family members or relatives or friends. Such letters are called informal letters. And what are formal letters? In other words, we can say them as official letters. We write such letters to the head of institutions or to the head of establishments. Question number 5A is for 5 marks. You have to write either an informal letter or formal letter. When you are going to write letter, you should know the proper stages of letter writing. You should know the marking scheme very well, and you should know the format of this letter writing. When you are going to write letters, you have to use block format. You know that from last year, this block format is introduced while letter writing. Now, what is block format? All the components of letter writing should be aligned to the left margin of the paper. That means you have to write your address, salutation, and the main body of the letter as well as the subscription to the left side of the letter. This is block format. So today we are going to discuss about informal letter and formal letter writing. Now look at this chart. First of all, we will discuss about informal letter writing. The marking scheme of informal letter writing. See the first point, sender's address and date. It is for half mark. You have to write your own address in the left corner or near the margin with pin code and date. When you are writing address, you have to use proper punctuation marks. Then you have to write the date. You can write the date in 2 ways, as April 5, 2020 or 5th April, 2020. The next point is salutation. It is for half mark. We have to use proper salutation. You have to read common guidelines given to you in the question very well. Whom you are going to write this letter, you should know it very well. And as per that, you have to use salutation. Suppose it is asked to you to write the letter to your friend. You have to use the salutation as dear, the name of your friend, write down and give comma. Suppose you are writing letter to your elders or your parents, that time you can use the salutation as dear Papa, dear Baba, dear I, or dear Mummy. So that means when you are going to write informal letter, that time you have to use proper salutation. One thing is very important. When you are writing salutation for elders, you have to write their relation, what you call them. Don't write their names. But suppose you are writing letter to younger ones, then you can write the name of your younger ones. Okay. Third point is main body. It is for 2.5 mark. You have to develop the main body as per the topic in 2 to 3 paragraphs. In informal letter writing, you can use very simple language, informal language, friendly language, and you can develop near about 2 to 3 paragraphs. Next point is closing. That it is for half mark. You have to finish up your letter with proper words. You have to write the subscription as yours, your friend, yours only, like this. And last point is grammar. It is for 1 mark. You have to frame the meaningful sentences. You have to frame the simple sentences. It is not expected from the 10th standard student that you have to develop very complicated sentences. You can develop, you can frame very simple sentences and meaningful sentences. Use the proper tense. So it is for 1 mark. Now look at the format of this informal letter writing. Sender's address with date, it is written here. While writing, I told you that you can write the date in 2 ways, as 5th April, 2020 or April 5, 2020. The next is salutation. See, here I have written salutation as dear world. You can use the salutation as per the common guideline given to you in the question paper. Then you have to develop your main body in 2 to 3 paragraphs. And the last one is your loving friend. It is a subscription written here. So this is the format of informal letter writing. Now, next one is formal letter writing. See the marking scheme of formal letter writing. First point is sender's address and date. It is for half mark. Same like informal letter writing. You have to write the address with date near the left margin. Then second point is recipient's address. When you are going to write recipient's address in your answer paper, that time you have to leave 1 line after sender's address and date. Recipient's address, that means whom are you going to write this letter. Sorry. It is for half mark. You have to write the designation and the name of that institution. Then next, subject. You have to write the subject of this letter writing in 1 sentence. That sentence should be meaningful sentence. Then it is for half mark. Subject and salutation, these 2 points are for half mark. We have to use proper salutation. When you are going to write formal letter, that time we have to use proper salutation for the respected authority. You can write as dear sir or ma'am, respected sir or ma'am. In this way you can write the salutation, and it is for half mark. Then next point is main body. It is for 2 marks. You have to develop 3 to 4 paragraphs related to the topic that is given in your question number 5A2. You have to develop these 3 to 4 paragraphs in formal language. Here You know that I told you in informal letter you can use informal language or friendly language, but in formal letter you have to use formal language, to the point language. You are not allowed to use friendly language in formal letter writing. So this is for 2 marks. Then next, second last point, subscription or closing. You can write the subscription as yours faithfully, yours sincerely, like this, and you can close the letter. It is for half mark. Then the grammar. Grammar, that means you have to frame the meaningful sentences in proper tense. It is for 1 mark. Now look at the format of this formal letter writing. Sender's address and date, it is given here. Then recipient's address, it is given here. Then subject, we have to write in one meaningful sentence. Salutation, I have written as sir or ma'am. If you know the authority, if it is gentleman, then we have to use sir. Then you have to develop 2 to 3 paragraphs or 3 to 4 paragraphs as main body of the letter related to the topic. And the last one is yours faithfully. This is the subscription of this formal letter writing. So here we have discussed about the marking scheme of formal letter writing and the format of this formal letter writing, as well as the marking scheme of informal letter writing and the format of this informal letter writing. So the students, you should know when you are going to write these informal letters and formal letters, what stages are very important. You should keep in mind all these stages and all these points and try to write the letter on your own. I hope that you understand this letter writing question very well. I hope that you will subscribe this channel and you will like this video very much. We will meet on tomorrow. Till then, bye. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you very much.